Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be working to start off our new unit. Our new unit is design and modeling, and we're going to start from sketching, and we're going to try to work our way up and get more into ideas of technical drawing. But let's get started with sketching. Make sure you watch the video that goes along, the other video that goes along with this from Road and Track. It's a good video, and it will help to explain how sketching is used in industry. But to start us off with the parts for your notes, sketching, your classroom definition, make sure you put this into that document, is a rough drawing representing the main feature of an object and often made in the preliminary, early stages of a design. With this, you can see down below, there are some pretty good sketches, some pretty good drawings of some different things. We can see a car interior, we can see some buildings and a chair. And with that car interior, we can see and understand how that interior is going to look when it's produced. But that sketch alone wouldn't be useful in us actually producing that design. Design work would take, and engineering of that would take quite a while to get right. And to put together so it's usable and accurate. That sketch just points us in the direction of what the designer's thinking. The same with the buildings next to it. You can definitely tell those are some sort of office space or, education buildings at a college or something, or maybe medical buildings. But we couldn't give those drawings to a builder and say, hey, build us this building, because they would need more information. They wouldn't be able to tell the exact sizes. They wouldn't be able to tell the thicknesses of the material or what the inside of the building even looks like. But it's a good concept where we might start our design and what we're thinking as we create that design. Purpose of sketch. When we start to talk about a purpose of sketching, we have a few reasons. Number one, to think through a design. Oftentimes when we begin a project, we know the concept we want to create, but we don't 100% know how we're going to make that a reality. Sketching is an easy way to start to put those ideas down, think through, and see if our concepts or ideas would be something that we could actually make work. To share your ideas. With that video from Toyota through Road and Track, you can hear one of the things the man says that works for Toyota, that simple drawing he makes is an easy, would be enough to start the concept of design. It would be enough for him to show his design team and say, this is the concept we're going with. We want you to come up with ideas that would be similar to this. This is the concept we want to push. It'll allow him to share his ideas in a way that we would normally not be able to share. We can't always share things through words because words can't necessarily paint the full picture. It's like if you ever read a book before and then went to see the movie. What you pictured in your head is not always what shows up on screen. It's always going to be a little bit different. We also do it to communicate the size and shape and purpose of an object or an idea. We want to communicate these things to other people. We might want to be starting off with our own general idea of how we would make those work. So with that, it's another useful tool of sketching. It might not be the final concept of how big and small things are going to be. It might not be 100% accurate, but it puts us in the right direction. Uses of sketching for brainstorming. If you remember last year in 7th grade when we went through the engineering design process, one of the steps was to generate alternative solution. That is brainstorming. Sketching can be used to brainstorm three-dimensional objects and how we think they might work. It can be used to communicate our ideas, and it can also be used to document measurements. Now, what we mean by this is, let's say we're a civil engineer and we have to go out and look at a bridge to make sure that that bridge is structurally safe. and in our investigation of the bridge, we find a few areas that might need some repair due to, weather, the elements, or whatever. We wouldn't be able to bring that bridge to our office, and we wouldn't necessarily be able to bring our office to the bridge. So we would go there and we would take measurements and make sketches so we understood what we have to design when we go back to our office. We'd bring those sketches and those design or that measurement back to the office, and there we would start to work to create the actual object that would fix the bridge to make it structurally safe for everybody. Some advantages of sketching are it's convenient. Oftentimes you hear of people that are working towards designing a new product or creating a new invention, and they're working very hard on it, and they take a break for lunch and maybe go out someplace to eat. And during that time, they start to think, they're thinking of the idea still, and all of a sudden it hits them, the solution. So they grab a napkin and quickly make a sketch of what their idea is. Now that sketch won't turn into the finished product, but it's a starting point, and often that is the starting point for the solution that's going to work for them. It's inexpensive. Making sketches is cheap. We don't need any special tools to create sketches, just paper and pencil. And because of that, we can make these things very inexpensively. For instance, if we go to Walmart, we can buy a ream of copy paper for about $4. We can get a pack of pencils for a few dollars more. So for under $10, we can create 500 sketches if we use one side of the paper, or 1,000 different sketches if we use two sides of the paper. That's very inexpensive. Once again, there's no special tools needed to create these. That's why the other two are easy to accomplish. And last but not least, they can be created quickly. We don't have to use any special tools, and we're not necessarily worried about precision. We're just worried about getting our ideas out. With that, make sure you add these parts to that worksheet that you received. When you finish it, be sure to turn it in through Classroom. Hope everyone has a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me an email.